So Liz and I have been online for years, back and forth, helping each
Mm-hmm.
other out, sharing information, promoting. She shares my posts. I share some hookups with her when I find them, because this girl do a
Yes.
lot, y'all. She is not playing.
I
Anyway,
appreciate that.
anyway, thanks so much. For those who don't know me, I am Linda Otterbridge, owner and creator of Sista Up here in Grand Rapids, Michigan. However, it is an online supportive community for women entrepreneurs. You can join us from anywhere because it's always been online. Also, I have a podcast show, the No Plan B Entrepreneur Straight No Chaser Conversations, and a host of other promotional platforms for women entrepreneurs to help them support their business and get connected with other women entrepreneurs to help them grow their businesses. So that's me in a nutshell, and that's a little bit of why we're here today. Hidden in Plain Sight was born out of the idea of finding those women who are off the radar, but people may not know about. So there are tons of businesses out there, and especially with the pandemic, that have born tons of businesses. So this is just a way of getting to learn about those businesses. So Liz and I have been online for years, back and forth, helping each
Mm-hmm.
other out, sharing information, promoting. She shares my posts. I share some hookups with her when I find them, because this girl do a
Yes.
lot, y'all. She is not playing. So, so we've been Facebook online buddies for years, and mainly
Mm-hmm.
more over the pandemic. So
Mm-hmm.
again, if you are a guest tonight, if you would like to comment, please give StreamYard approval to use your name. If you do not, it's okay. When you comment, just let us know who you are, because we like to know who we're talking to. So
Yeah.
that's what we would like you to do tonight. Please feel free to ask questions of Liz, any questions you may have, any input you may have. I put much as I could in the description about a little bit about Liz, but I really wanted you to know where to find Liz. So I put her links in the description box on where you can shop for her products and learn about Urban Chic Living, because she's going to tell you the rest. After I get off here, I'll also be sharing a little bit about her is other information I may have missed. So again, welcome, 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 Liz. Just so
Thank
glad
you.
you're here.
Thank you. I so appreciate the opportunity. I love what you do and how you encourage and support women and women entrepreneurs. So it's a pleasure to be here.
I'm
Ooh,
just so glad you're here.
I sound official.
Yeah, this she's so nervous. Like, why is she nervous? I don't know. Because we've been planning this forever, and we just like, I know I've had to cancel the last two. So she's like, oh, good. She was glad I canceled, y'all. She was so glad. She's like, phew, another
Right.
week I don't have to do it. So I told her, I said, oh no, it's happening today. This is gonna happen.
Amen.
So
Amen.
I
Doing and
yes,
pray.
yes, yes. We have a comment already, and I love we have comments early. So I am so happy. And we have who is it out here? Elizabeth,
Oh,
thank you for being our
sorry.
Facebook user.
That was me trying to share my face. Sorry, my son is my IT person sometimes, that was
That's
my way of sharing.
okay. So make sure you get on my personal page, and then if you see the video, just get to sharing, lady. That's all we need you to
Okay.
do on there. Get to sharing. So
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna do is share Elizabeth. I'm sorry, Liz. She told me to
No,
call
you're
her
fine.
Liz, y'all.
That's fine.
I'm gonna
That's
do her bio, and when I start doing her bio, y'all gonna understand why she's on here today. So
fine.
Liz May Chatman worked in the community for 15 years. She told me this, y'all. I was like, what? I said, girl, you are not playing. Um, worked in the community for 15 years and started watching HGTV, y'all.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sure, I'm not by
Love,
myself.
love, love HGTV. I know, girl. Where they were repurposing furniture, and that's what I love the most about it. Where they were
Mhm.
repurposing furniture. So
Yes.
she found a coffee table at a garage sale, y'all, painted it,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
this began her journey and her side hustle for selling on Facebook Marketplace, which she has done now for over 10 years under Urban Chic Living. During the
Yes.
pandemic, she opened her Etsy store, which allowed her to sell more decor pieces, which helped her sustain her family when her husband was off work due to COVID.
Yep.
Liz received certification in housing staging and redesign and e-design. She now has two Etsy stores focusing on home decor and lifestyle products and vintage pieces. She has been blessed to be a vendor at three local shops in GR. Y'all, Liz obtained her LLC in 2020. 2020, y'all, just recently. 49 years old. Hope you don't mind me telling your age. In
Oh, not at all.
2020. So she's going to talk more about this at the end. But Liz says it's never too late to pursue our God given dreams and passions. Now, y'all know if she did it LLC 2020 at 49, ain't nothing, no
That's
reason
right.
why we
That's
can't do it at 49, 50, 55, 60, 65. There's
that's
nothing. If you got those passions and dreams, just do it. Welcome,
that's
welcome, welcome. I just love it,
yeah.
love it, love it. Oh, we made it, Liz. We made
Wow.
it.
We made it.
And I hope this doesn't distract you, but what I'll be doing is showing guests when they show up on here, I'll be showing them. They'll scroll on the bottom so you know. Welcome, Facebook user. Please let us know who you are because we like to know names. And we have another comment here from a Facebook user. Liz is phenomenal and making a strong
Oh,
impact in this industry. Thank you,
oh,
thank you, thank you. So
thank you.
your audience is already on it for you, girl. Get on, do your thing.
Oh, I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed. Well, I just love it. Everything. Do you want me to share about
Yes,
my
yes. I
background?
want to know first your start. Just tell me a little bit more about. Briefly went over your bio, but tell me about your start and how the
Yeah.
pandemic helped you grow.
Well, I actually was a former single mother for 15 years, just raising my daughter, working a little part-time job sometimes in between my real jobs, right? And then I got remarried and had a baby when my daughter was 16. So I had another baby. Lord,
Mhm.
I started all over, which I love. I love them. But at that point, I was off of work. And again, I was watching HGTV. I love the design. And I was like, I can do this. I think I can flip a piece of furniture. And so I went to the garage sale and I bought this ugly, bright McDonald red coffee table. My husband, he called me Fred Sanford's daughter from Sanford and Son.
Stop
He
it.
thought it was like ridiculous, but I knew the lines on it was gorgeous. So I said, okay, I'm gonna do it. I
Ooh.
painted it, and guess which piece of furniture we still have to this day that he doesn't
No
use.
way.
Hello, yes.
That first
So
piece.
the first piece, I finally talked him into putting it in the garage because I'm tired of it, right? But I started it as a side gig because for 15, like I said, over 15 years, I worked in the community, which I absolutely loved. I gave that my all. It was
Mm,
so personal to me to be able to bless other people, to just be, an encourager or to help them with resources. So I've always given resources. It's just something that I love to do. So I started doing that. And on the side, as I said, and I built this brand. I didn't even know it was a brand. People started telling me, oh, I saw your furniture in somebody's house and I knew that was yours. Or, you know, you could tell by the style of it, I guess, and the colors that I chose that it
right.
was my brand. So one day, fast forward to the pandemic where again my husband caught COVID and the world was shut down and I was like, okay, how are we gonna make some money? And I just opened an Etsy store and I just started selling on Etsy just little, I mean, I had
Girl.
my mother some stuff from her estate and some decor. Uh, and then I had my own stuff. I had a lot of my stuff. And
Hmm.
so I just started selling it. And next thing I know, my husband was like, is this a hobby or is it a business? And he was encouraging me, and we got the LLC. And oh my gosh, it's been such a blessing. I didn't even know. One of the things that I used to do, and I really want to say this, and I was a program manager for a local community center here where I came up with classes and events. And one of my favorite events to do were ladies' nights. And during the ladies' nights, every year I would do a vision board party. And on the vision board, on my personal vision board, I had like home decor and all the stuff because I eventually wanted my own line. I always say I wanted to be the Black Martha Stewart or Joanna Gaines.
I love it.
So I had that on my board, and it's funny. It's just funny how things happen to me. I always say how God allows our steps. I just a little at a time just started doing one thing, selling, and then next thing that I know, during the pandemic, I saw this. I don't even know if it was an infomercial on YouTube about a certain national certification that you could get for staging and redesign. And
Hmm.
so I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to do that. So I started that, and that opened up a world of possibilities for me. Not that I mean, I could have done those things without having that certificate. So I don't want to give anybody that impression, but it opened my thinking and it expanded my thinking into what else I could do. Now, at this point, I'm 49 at that time. And I got that certification. Then I started thinking, like, man, I would love to maybe this, whole thing of having my own brand, maybe that's coming to pass faster than I thought. So next thing I know, I got a reseller certificate. So I could sell, um, I can do wholesale. I can buy wholesale products to sell. So from there, we started with one Amazon product, and then I started playing around with Canva and I started designing things. And I was like, oh my gosh, look, I couldn't believe it because I don't consider myself a very crafty or creative person, if you will, like some people are. But I just believe in just trying and just stepping out by faith. And that's what I did. And it's been
And
wonderful.
boy, did she try, y'all. See how and she's like, you could just see the excitement. You could
Yes,
just see it all over her face, just telling the story.
it
Oh my God,
is.
I just love it.
It is because I think I'm turned. It dawned on me really recently that, oh my gosh, I'm middle age. I'm 51, right? And I really realized that. And then I thought about it, but I'm more excited about life than ever before. I don't look at it as we're getting older. I look at you getting better. And age, it really is a number, right? I'm happy to be 51. I don't want to go back to be in my 20s or even my 30s or even my 40s. And I'm anticipating even greater things in the future. And so I always love to encourage, and that's why I love your program, because I love to encourage other women too, and to fulfill their God-given gifts. Just, I mean, there are things people take for granted that they do. They think everybody can do. I
Right.
am not a naturally organized person. So for me, I had to, or even working, I had to really work at it. But I think there are people who are naturally organized, but they don't recognize that. And I'm always trying to help people monetize, like you, right? Monetize their gifts.
Right.
And sometimes I have to back up because I realize everybody is at different points in their life, right? Everybody's not really ready to go all in like I do or like you do.
Mhm.
But it's just been exciting. It's been a blessing, and I love it.
So all I have to say, y'all, is this one here. You know, what's so crazy is we'll start. You'll see people putting stuff on Facebook, and we were just talking about this. Liz and I was talking about this. We were like, people don't know which way we coming, what coming
Right.
or going, because we're always doing something different, and that's the beauty of it. We can do whatever we want to do because we grown
Yes.
and we can do that. It's
Yes.
like
Hello.
it's like if we want to start a business next week, we can do that,
Hello.
and
Hello. And I
that
think, go
everybody
ahead.
can do the same thing. We can all do
Yes.
that.
Yes, and I know I have done a few different things, but to me, I look at it as I'm evolving. I'm finding out what I like, what I don't like, what suits me. You know, I just think we don't have to just remain in just one box. And
Mhm.
even people, they don't have to be full time doing, a business like you and I have had to do. It could just be just on the side, just doing something that brings them pleasure.
Right.
You can make money, but it makes you when I sit and I design on Canva, I have to make myself get off because I love it. It's just so exciting to me. So,
Mhm.
yeah.
Now, what she's saying is when she sit and design on Canva, y'all, we're gonna break this down. That means that she sit and designs on Canva for her business. Now, she
Mhm.
ain't doing this for no hobby because she just said her husband said, "What are you gonna do with this?
Right,
Are you gonna make it a business or this a hobby?" Because
right.
we're all entrepreneurs. Because again, and Liz and I talking about this briefly as well. The pandemic has caused a lot of us to
Yeah,
decide what we're going to do because that popped up and we didn't know it was coming. So it
right.
was one of those things that you didn't know what God given talents and
I know.
experiences and crafts you had that you could do with
No,
your hands or your mind or all these things until you had to use them. Now
that's
the
right.
pandemic caused a lot of us to say, okay, this I came about by fluke or however it came
Mhm.
about. So
Yeah,
the new thing that you had to funnel revenue into your home was due to circumstances, not by choice. You didn't have a
yep,
choice on what you were going to do. This was a circumstance that caused you to have to um, make sure that your family could survive this
yeah,
pandemic. Put it that way.
yes.
So because I know I lost my job with the pandemic. So you have to decide is okay, I'm gonna sit here and wait for my job to come back, or I'm gonna sit here and wait for the government to come up with some programs to pay me,
Right.
or I'm gonna sit here. No, you're gonna sit
No,
here and you're gonna sit there and you're gonna decide what can I now do that I can make a business out of.
that's right.
So
That's
pandemic was
right.
not a time to do hobbies. It was a time to
No,
survive.
to
And like
me,
Liz, yeah, like Liz said, she said, no, it's time to really go full force in this. And that's what this 2 years have brought out people like Liz and
yes,
other individuals that she's trying to tell you guys that you can do it. If she did it over
yes,
this 2 years, you can do it.
absolutely.
So I
And
love hearing your story.
I forgot to tell you one thing. My husband has always, like your husband, he was an entrepreneur long before me. And I remember early on in our marriage, he asked me about what business would I like to do. And I was like, business, no business. I mean, I was social worky, community person, so I couldn't foresee this at all. And I look up now and we talk, he and I talk about it a lot, and it's amazing. And I also believe that when you step out on faith and do one thing, I think that these other gifts start popping up, and the more you step out, the more other things start happening. I'm
Yes.
like, because who knew I could do all this? I thought, okay, maybe paint some furniture, but it just evolved and keeps on. So I just want to encourage people the same thing. Step out, try it. What could be the harm? What
Exactly.
could be
Because it is not stopping. It is
right?
not stopping. This economy is getting crazy.
Yes.
The prices are getting crazy. So all this, if you got sewing skills, you better start making your clothes because it's getting
Mm.
high. If you know how to garden and all this stuff that we've been talking about, you've been seeing it on Facebook and everywhere. Gardening skills, because the
Yes.
food is getting so high out there. And then what
Yeah.
do? Then you turn that around and you start selling it at flea markets and you start selling it to your neighbors. You start selling it to the stores, depending on how big your plots are. There's so many different ways that you can make
Absolutely.
a business that
Yes.
don't even get me started because
Hello.
I don't even want to
Hello.
go down because this ain't my show. Uh, this is the Liz Chatman show. So
Yes, you
we're gonna
do.
go through some of the comments they have for you, Liz. This is
Oh,
Hey, Lonita. Liz and I
Lanita.
met at church years ago.
Oh,
Oh,
I love her too. Another single mama.
I know that's right. I love Liz. Lonita came to my coloring book. We had the Let's Wine and Color. Yeah, we did
Oh,
the coloring book thing last month. Oh, it's coming back, Lonita. We talked about that. I'm adding jazz this time, girl. So yeah, she was at
ooh,
the wine and coloring book party, and we have another Facebook user that said yes, whatever we were talking about at the time. Thank you so
right.
much for hanging out with us,
Yeah.
Facebook user. Yeah, feel free to say your guys' name. I guess we know who you are. That's always great. We have another comment here.
Oh,
So proud of you, Paula. Hey, Paula Hawkins guy.
girl.
Look at your
Long
fan club,
term.
girl.
Yeah, she's a long term entrepreneur. Long term.
See, and we have another comment from Liz again. Where do you get your design ideas from? Love what you did at Deb. Please share.
Oh, did Oh, I had to think about that. I like, well, first,
The
first,
DE,
I would love to take credit for the dinner en blanc, but that was not me. I was just helping them with it, but they did do a beautiful job. It was absolutely gorgeous. So shout out to those ladies, Christian, Jamisa, who is my sister-in-law, and Tarona. Um,
yes.
but my design ideas, what's funny is I love Pinterest like when it first started. So I had like
Girl.
1,000,001 boards, right? So from Pinterest, from fashion, because I think fashion and home decor, they all just meld together. From from people on the street, you know what I'm saying, seeing how they do. It's a lot of talented women out here. How they dress, their
Yes.
homes. Sometimes I'll get people and they'll ask me, Liz, what should I put in, on my house or blah blah blah. And I'm thinking, you asking me? You already have good taste, girl. But I understand. We feed off each other. Iron sharpens iron. So,
I love it. So
but I
I want you to talk more about that too, because I was wondering about that. Like when you, because we saw each other at Goodwill once. When you
yes,
go in Goodwill, you have to have an eye for certain things. Like, how do you know? Are you mixing in your head? Do you already go in with a plan on what you're looking for? Are you shopping to that? Whatever one thing I buy, like we do clothes. We buy a
Right.
belt and then get everything to go match with it. I mean,
Right. No, that's something else. I wish I would have known about thrifting like I do now, like when I was a single mother. That would have helped me and helped my house tremendously. I learned this later in life too. But when I go, I honestly don't go for anything in particular. I just go and just certain things just catch my eye. I don't know how to explain it. It's just, I guess the same way a cook knows the exact seasonings that to put
yes,
together, right? It's just, I just my eye and I'll just know what, oh, that looks unique. That looks different. I think that will go with this, and one thing that I've been really training myself on is trends and styles, uh, different niches. I mean, have you heard, okay, the grandma core style, the grandmother coastal. I know there are all these terms that
girl.
really just old stuff, but they have put a spin on it. And I do. I love mixing the old with the new. People probably don't think that I shop at the new, but I do. I do shop retail, but I love thrifting, I must say. I do
It's
because
a beautiful thing.
it
It's
is.
a
You get
beautiful
some
thing.
unique pieces that nobody have. And the older we get, it's so funny. I was telling my son this. When you're younger, you want to fit in with everybody and look the same, talk the same. But as you get older, you love being different and being original, right? So that's how I look at thrifting.
So tell me, with all your thrifting and all your you said not staging.
Mhm.
When you stay, do people use you now? And I can see you doing a lot of this work, and you may be doing this already. The staging for Airbnbs. You know, what I told you when I started talking about this Airbnb book that I always talk about,
Yeah,
that it
yeah.
has all these things that you can do without having an Airbnb. That's one of the
Yes.
main things they talk about: working with Airbnb as stagers and working with hosts. Do you do a
Oh,
lot of that work?
I do not. I have not yet. I would love to. Staging I've put selectively because I don't have a team. It's just team me. And a lot of work. It's heavy. So I do still stage. My wonderful sister-in-law, who's a realtor, allows me to help her so to keep up my skills. But
Yes.
I would love to. Airbnb. Oh man, I love the designs and to do something different and how they're doing. I love it. I love it. And I lately I've been more staging like maybe some events
Oh
or
yes. Hmm.
yeah, I was blessed to be given opportunity by Shannon Cohen of Tough Skin Soft Heart, the lady
Yes.
from to stage her table, her product table. And that was fun. I
I know
loved
you
doing it.
had a ball.
I did. I did. And to work with the young ladies that she has mentored, they did an awesome job.
Ooh, I bet they see. I missed it because I was out of town in Indiana this weekend, and
Yeah,
I was like, I said, I'm not even messing around with Shannon no more. I got to make sure I get my stuff early. Why I play with her, I don't know,
I
but she
know.
put it out there. She put it out there way early enough. So
She
I'm thinking,
does.
I'm just gonna do it early this year. And whatever come up, come up. I'm gonna have my
Yeah,
ticket ahead of time
I know.
because, like I said, when I was out of town for this one, I was like, another one I'm
Uh,
gonna miss.
It's
Another
and
one.
that's what I love too. It's so many beautiful ladies here who
Whew.
encourage and support each other. That whole thing of and I know how the fallacy that women don't get along, women don't support each other. That's not true. That is
And
not
that
true.
girl, please.
Mm-mm,
You
mm-mm. I
know, you
love.
know, I know.
Yes, yes.
You
It's not
know.
about competition, It's not about being insecure. It's about encouraging each other and not looking at another woman wishing we had what she had, but just being thankful for what we have and saying, "Hey, I can celebrate you the same time I celebrate myself."
And
Right?
that's what led Hasu. That was my first tagline. It's not as prevalent now in my website, but that was my main tagline in 2013. From competition to collaboration, because it's
Yes.
not. It's all collaboration. It's the
Yes.
whole movement is working with each other and aligning yourself with women who you know can help lift you up and you can help lift them up. It's a reciprocal thing because
Yes.
again, when women come to like our Hasu meetings and stuff, and I always tell people, I say, "Oh, I know who's here to take. I can tell
Hmm,
because when you
hmm.
come to the meetings, it's always a give, and we're sharing information, sharing resources, hold each other accountable. That's what
Yeah.
the whole monthly meetings are about. So if I start seeing too many people coming at the same person keep coming every month, and I don't hear any resources rolling off their lips or them not sharing anything, I know the end. It's that part, and then you
Right.
can't do that. We're here to help each other, not just come and grab
Absolutely.
the resources and then we see you next month, you grab more and don't really give, and it's helping each
Yes.
other. So that's
Yes.
the cool part about it. It is we can get along and we can help each other out, while we're doing our own thing. So
Right.
yes, yes. Facebook
Right.
user, how did you determine what stores to sell your products in, and what was important to you as a vendor in making those choices? Hey, Marla, put her
Hey,
name at the
Marla.
end. Miss Marla Cole. Hey, Marla, thanks
Yes.
for joining us.
A phenomenal designer at that. Um,
Oh, I'm gonna
for
leave this
me,
up here so just in case you forget the questions.
thank you, because I am past 50. Um, how do you determine what source? For me, you know what? I've come to understand who my audience is and who my niche is and who is not, and be okay with that. Right?
Yes.
It's not for everybody, and I'm fine with that. So knowing that, and then to be honest with you, I was in a couple of stores, the two vintage stores. Well, one, to be honest, oh, Linda, I was going to tell you the one store, the third store, I'm not quite in yet, but it's going to get there. But the two other stores, I just reached out. I was actually shopping there once and Elevated, which is a vintage store,
Oh, I
and I
love
just
that
asked the
store.
question. Oh, I do too. And I just asked her, I, which is truly unlike my personality. I'm much more reserved, surprisingly. But I did. I just stepped out and asked her, and she was like, "Yeah, I have a waiting list." And then next thing I know, she called me.
Look at
So
that.
that's how that one happened. And I was so thankful that I opened my mouth, right? That I just had the courage to do it. And important for me is again knowing who my audience is, right?
Yes.
Knowing that I probably won't be in certain stores, and I'm okay with that.
Mhm.
But one I forgot to mention, I am in another store called the Arts Marketplace downtown at Studio Park. I don't
Yes,
know
yes,
if
yes.
you know that.
Right in that little cove,
Yes,
the little, yep.
yes, which I love because they cater to especially women-owned businesses, especially women of color. So again, I reached out and they had openings, and that's how I got it. So
See,
I'm just grateful.
that's y'all lesson. If y'all don't get it yet, she just told you guys you could do it at 49 and up. You have
Mhm.
nothing to lose.
Nope, nope.
You have to open your mouth because closed mouth don't get fed. Y'all know how that
Mhm.
works.
Yes,
You can't
yes,
just sit here and think that it's just going to come to you because some people think that I got this
yeah.
great idea. I'm going to hang out a shingle and people are just going to come to me. Nope, because for one, they don't know you. Two, you
Mhm,
haven't really been out there like that, so you do have to stretch yourself and get out a bit. And then you got to
mhm,
open your mouth and ask because we all know if you don't, sometimes people just you're not in their line of thought. You're not there. You have to go and ask for the work sometimes.
yes.
And then it, you just mentioned so much stuff. She dropping these nuggets all over the place, y'all. And y'all may forget them, but guess what? Replay. you go,
Look, I
you
say
go,
it for myself.
you go
Um,
hit this replay, and you're gonna get all her tips she just dropped, y'all.
and
Anything else you want to share?
one thing I really do want to mention, because I see this a lot on social media, where people get upset because they feel like their family members don't and their friends don't support them. And I say this: first of all, there's a few different ways people can support. People can share, but maybe they don't. Maybe you're not their niche, right? Or they're not your niche, or however it goes. But they can share that way. And then the other thing is, even if they don't, it's okay. I look at it. I'm not, to be honest with you, I'm not trying to reach Grand Rapids. I would love to. I would love to have local people buy my stuff and support my brand and all those good things, and would love it. I don't want you buying it just to buy it. For me personally, I really want it if you want it, right? But for me, I'm looking at a bigger picture. There's a whole world out there. Sometimes we get so stuck on who doesn't support us, who doesn't, call them haters and all that. I say, forget all that. Forget all
Mm,
that.
mm,
Look
mm.
at the world. Look at all the things. I mean, we got the internet, and social media is not, oh my gosh, it is the most, it can be horrible, but it is the greatest thing for businesses. You talk
Yes.
about free advertising,
Mhm.
and I'm learning SEO and how to reach people and how to reach
Yes.
niche. it's so much information out there. So I just want to encourage people, just don't get stuck on who doesn't buy your product, who doesn't support you. Just be encouraged with yourself and know you got other people who believe in you, like Linda and myself, and go out, go for it. Just go beyond Grand Rapids.
Girl, I had to take a deep breath when you said that because, because I don't want to get on my soapbox
I'm sorry.
because my girl, because I always tell people that don't think within the boundaries of GR. We
Yes.
live here, yes, but you
Yes.
can't expect everybody in GR to be for you.
That's
That's
right.
rooting for you, that's buying from you, that's supporting you. That's all the above. Just like you
Yes.
said, same like for family members. Family members is usually your first focus group. That's the first
Mm-hmm.
one that you're going to take that idea to, and they're the
Mm-hmm.
first ones going to hear. But that
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean that you they're expected to support you every time you create something, every time you have
Yes.
an event. They're
Yes.
probably all dried out by then because they're your first focus group. That's the first one to buy vacuum cleaners when you're going door to door.
Right.
You know, so don't expect family. Get mad at family. I hear people say this all the time. Grand Rapids says, I don't say anything about Grand Rapids because I know I've always been online and I know that women everywhere need support. Women
Yes.
are starting business everywhere, not just in Grand Rapids. Women need those resources. Women need to be encouraged. Women
Yes.
need that feedback. Women need uh, all that. So,
Yes.
knowing that before the pandemic hit,
Mm-hmm.
you have to think outside of Grand Rapids because
Right.
Grand Rapids is only so large. And everybody in Grand Rapids, you just said it perfectly, Liz, that you have to know your market. What you're
Yes.
doing ain't for everybody. You got to be
It's
okay
not.
with that.
You got
Just
to be
because
okay.
you have something for furniture or something for staging,
Mm-hmm.
excuse me, just because someone owns a home or have an Airbnb, they may not look you up because it may
Right.
not be for them. They may have a certain individual style designer they're looking for. Be okay with
Yes.
that. Ain't
Be
nothing
okay with
personal,
it.
people. So
Yeah.
it ain't nothing personal. Personal.
No, it's not.
Personal. It's just know that the person for you is the person for you.
Yes.
Your
Yes.
client, your customer, they're for you. You just
Yes.
look and take care of them, and don't worry about the other noise, or don't worry about the people who are not for you. Worry about the people who
That's
are for
right.
you, and do
That's
the
right.
best you can in serving them and their needs.
Yes.
That's it. That's
That's
it.
it. That's it.
Um, but great advice, Marla. Marla says great advice. Um, so
Thanks,
yes,
Mama.
everything you see, Marla, she got on here talking about some fear and all this nervous and stuff. And look at her. She just got her own show. We're gonna give her her own show too. I don't know why
No,
she
thank you.
acting
No,
like
thank
she
you.
knew acting like she knew to this, y'all.
I'm better one
You know,
on one.
I told you, girl. I said, trust me. I said, this is not an interview because it's conversational with me. So I don't make people feel nervous because I'm just
No.
myself and my personality. And I expect you to be yourself and your personality. Because I'll say y'all and I'll say some stuff. My husband be like,
Hello.
really? I see you're up from the South. Anything may come out of my mouth. I am not refined
I
in
love
certain areas. I said, this
authentic.
is
I
just the
love
way
it.
I talk. And I'm
That's
not
right.
going to rehearse a show before I get on here because that's what makes it so easy for me because I'm just talking like I normally talk. So
That's right.
be yourself, do you. Anything else you want to share? We talked about your start. We talked about how the pandemic helped you grow. We talked about your Etsy stores. We talked about, what's coming. And I don't know if you don't want to share it, that's fine. You share whatever you want to share. What can people expect from Urban Chic Living
Yeah,
down the
no.
line?
No, I'm still producing different products. I well, one thing that's coming is I'm going to do a gift guide, a holiday gift guide that I would love to share
Oh, I get so
with
excited.
people. And I want to find whatever works with me, but I would love to share some other women, their other small businesses and let their gifts or their products be in this gift guide as well as mine. Because like you said, it's not about just me. It's not about just you. It's about all of us, right? There's room for all of us. So hopefully there's more of that coming. Again, I'm in the arts marketplace. It's kind of funny because I do the vintage stuff. It's
Hmm.
almost three different businesses in one. So I have the vintage pieces at the vintage stores. Then I have the arts marketplace, which is a little bit more modern. Those items that I've sourced there, I have some luxury sugar cubes, which I still got to send you. Uh,
Ooh, I forgot
the
about those.
luxury
Yes.
Yes, they're so beautiful and they're good. And what I love is their mocktails. Well, they can be mocktails or they can be cocktails. I'm not a
Mm.
drinker, but you can add liquor to them to make them, or not liquor, whatever, bubbly drink to make them cocktail. They're at the Arts Marketplace, and they are. I have tried to source from other women, and particularly Black women. So they're from another Black woman in Arizona. Then I have some beautiful, gorgeous candles, which I should have brought next to me, but they're from another Black woman in California. Then I sell some hanging, or I'm sorry, some modern planters. And then, so I have those too. And then I also do the Etsy, which is the products like the travel bags and bento lunch boxes, just a variety. I am trying to create what I call an online boutique. So a little bit
Ooh,
of everything. Yeah.
I love them travel bags, girl. So you know,
Oh,
I saw that. I was like, ooh, no,
I
she
got
did
to get
not.
one myself.
No, she did not. I love it. I love it. I love it. All I know is, you guys, if you're not keeping up with Liz, keep up with Liz. I'm going to share some of the places you can find Liz, and just check out the little banner below. Urban Chic Living at yahoo.com is where her email is. If you have a question and you want to, what word we would like to use, Liz? Commission her? Contract? What word do you use if you want to work with you?
Oh,
Airbnbs or
collaborate, collaborate.
collaborate.
Yes.
So if you want to collaborate and partner with Liz, this is her personal email for you guys to hit her up. We've talked
Mhm.
about Airbnbs, we've talked about staging, we've talked about all kinds of stuff. In the event, if you need someone to, hook up your tables for your event stuff, there's so many ways that I don't know. Liz like, okay, is she like my manager now? What? Yep.
Right. No, no, honey, I appreciate
I'm putting them call to actions out. Y'all hit her up for all that and above. So let's see what else we got. Let's check out Liz's. These are two links that Liz gave me for her Etsy shop. And
it.
I dropped these Liz's. I think I dropped these links as well in the description, but I'm running them here as well, just in case you
Thank
guys
you.
want to write them down.
Thank you. And be
So
sure to
check out
check
the
out,
banners.
yep, and check out Elevated for the vintage. My stuff is there as well as other people's if you like vintage things, as well as the Arts Marketplace. I love that
Yes,
beautiful things. So please go
I'm
check it
definitely going to
out.
be checking that out. I'm going to be checking that out. And do we have another link for it? Did I hit the other two? There's one more? Nope, that
Uh,
was the two.
I didn't talk
So
about
I
the
had,
Amazon. I was going to put the Amazon, but I
yes,
forgot.
I did. Yeah, but I do not have that. Did I put that in the description? I may have put in the
You might
description
have
because
it
you
in the
sent me
description because
three.
I did send it.
She's,
Now that I think
yep,
about
she sent me three. So I think I put them in the description because one of them was kind of long and I didn't want
it.
to put it on my banner because they'll be writing that down forever. So yes, so your email again. I want to make sure you guys get the email because I got a feeling you guys have some ideas to use Liz's Urban Chic Living services, because you know what? Holidays coming, holiday parties, holiday events, holiday vendor
Yeah.
shows. Yes, girl. Get your calendar open and get that calendar ready because they
That's
getting
right.
ready to
Amen.
call you. So y'all hit
Amen.
that email up and call her because you know the holidays coming. And guess what? Liz gonna make sure. Let me stop. Liz gonna be like, I don't even have time for this.
So,
You
right,
promote me, and I don't even know if I have time for these people.
right.
Let me slow down.
I appreciate the love,
I'm just saying the holidays coming and people don't want to do all that work, girl. Who want to have an event didn't have to do all that work? Y'all
though. I
call
know.
Liz. You know how
It,
the thing go. You
and
know how it is.
if I can, I will share the love with somebody else.
I know I had to mess with Liz. Uh,
I
so,
appreciate
so
it.
this like you know how the commercial goes. Call Saul. No, call Liz.
Hello.
It's a show called Saul or something like that. But y'all call Liz. Anyway, we have some more comments on here. I want to make sure we get those. We way over our 7:30. I told you
Oh,
to go by
sorry.
fast, girl. I'm loving your advice as a fellow entrepreneur. I'm gonna DM you now so we can connect.
Yes. I remember you, April.
April, thanks for coming, April. I did April's show. When did I do your show, April? She was on here, hitting it play site two, maybe last month, I think. I
Oh,
just sent her a recording. I
oh,
just
shoot,
sent
I
her
gotta
an
go back
edited
and find
recording.
it.
Oh yeah, she's been on here before, girl. I
Okay.
just sent her edited show, April. I know you probably have it by now. But yeah, Liz was on here. I mean, April was on here last month. Yep, last month. Thanks,
Oh, wow.
April. Yeah, she's
Okay.
been on
Hey,
here. Let's see. Another Facebook user. Let's see what they have to say. Liz, your passion is contagious. Thank you for sharing with us and keep shining and thriving. Oh, Marla, Marla.
Oh, thank you, Marla. You do great work. Check out Marla's page. Marla's an awesome designer. Her
Girl,
and her husband.
I've seen some of Marla's stuff. Me and Marla have spoken earlier in her beginning, so I couldn't
Love.
wait for that to launch.
She
So
does
yes,
great.
Marla, I'm excited for you as well
Yes.
because I've been
Yes.
watching you and your husband
You're gonna
and
have a
some of the
TV
work you've
show.
been doing. Oh yeah, that's a show all day long.
Yes.
They better stop playing. If they
That's
don't
right.
have a show in the works, they better have a show in the works soon.
That's
And
right.
yes,
You too,
same
Marla.
same for you. Yeah, 'cause I can just see it.
Yeah.
Um, let's see who else. Paula Hawkins guy, love, love, love,
Mhm.
hearts, hearts, hearts. Thank you guys. You guys, you have a nice little fan club here.
Oh, thank you.
Liz.
Thank you
So
for supporting.
April and Paula and Marla and Lonita. I'm just scrolling up now to see who all. Make sure I didn't miss anyone. All the Facebook users, all the guests, and thank you guys for coming and commenting and
Thank you.
encouraging Liz to continue doing what she's doing because it is great work that you're doing. And
You too.
y'all fill up Liz's calendar. Just saying. I'm gonna stop, Liz,
Go to my
because
go to my
because
pages. That would be awesome.
yeah, go buy some stuff. She said that'll
Yeah,
be
yeah.
awesome. She don't want
Check
to
it out.
work.
Check the story out.
She ain't trying to do all this long stuff. She
Right.
wants y'all to just purchase. She want to go shopping and put the stuff in their stage, and then you guys
Amen.
go buy the stuff. That's what she wants y'all to do. But buy some stuff to stage y'all Airbnbs and all the other stuff.
There you go. There you go.
See, that's what you come on here for. I'm just trying to help you with your call to action,
I
girl. But
appreciate it. I appreciate
anyway, I'm just messing with just giving Liz a hard time. I wouldn't say that she needs to loosen up because you've done quite well. You didn't need loosening up at all because
it.
you
Aw.
weren't nervous. You
Well,
did
you
very
make it
well.
easy. You make it
Told you,
easy.
girl,
You're a wonderful
it's
host.
just a conversation. It's just a conversation. I'm not gonna catch you up and ask you questions we didn't talk about. Anyway, thanks for coming as a guest. If you guys don't know, and you can always be a guest, just like we're doing with Liz, making sure that we promote and feature her business and have her tell her story because we like to know your story, how it all started, and how people can find you and collaborate with you, partner with you, and all the above. So if you guys want to sit where Liz is sitting, you can always hit me up on the other side of the screen. Hit me up at teamhasunetwork@gmail.com to get the details about being a featured guest on the Hidden in Plain Sight show. When the show is over, please feel free to share this interview because we want people to see it and they can find Liz and connect with Liz. Hit all her links. If there's some more that we need to add, we will add after the show. But I think we added the main ones in the description. You know where to find her. She is open to hearing your comments, anything you like to share. But again, I'm Linda Otterbridge of Look a Sister Up, Hidden in Plain Sight Show, and many other host of promotional platforms for women entrepreneurs. But definitely, I would love to see you and interview you here at the Hidden in Plain Sight Show. So, Liz, any last words for your
No,
guest?
Linda, I thank you. I thank the ladies for watching or whoever was watching. I thank you personally for all the work that you do that people don't
Thank,
see and how you encourage and uplift other women. So
thank you
thank you
so
so
much,
much
Liz.
for having me on.
I'm glad you made it. We've been playing with this for a while. It's not as scary as you thought it would be. I'm gonna get your sister next. She thinks she's slick hiding out in the wind, but I'm gonna
Yes,
get her
ma'am.
next. So
She's
I'm gonna get
yes,
her. You know
yes.
I'm gonna get her. So she's on my radar. I got a couple people on
Okay.
my radar to hit up. But yes, thank you so much. You're a great guest and great information. You have tons of information you shared. And
Mhm.
the main thing is just do what Liz said, y'all. Don't. The time is now. There's so
Yes,
many opportunities to get out here and do what you want to do. And the internet is wide as you can, just crazy. So
yes,
don't get stuck here in Grand Rapids and just make your business just for local. It can be however you want to take it. It's out there. So make it happen. Okay.
that's right. That's
Liz,
right.
stick and stay so we can talk after. Thank you
Okay.
guys for joining us and be safe out there.
Bye bye.